PNC reserve balance $55,952 for a total of $124,771.
Management report?
Well, it looks like we're handling the rain so far. We've had the nights out checking every drain, from the ponds every day to make sure everything's running, there's no clogs. The king tide isn't helping, we're not running out as fast as we should be. We have replaced cushions and pool furniture in the amount of $1,053 this summer. 2 large dead oaks were removed from Country Lane for almost $4,000 with the use of a crane. And Washingtonians and clubhouse, palm trees were trimmed along with water bridge at $3,800. We have 9 homeowners in collection with the attorney, that's down from 13 at this time last year.
Nothing more for it.
Making it down. That's it.
That's it? RARC?
This is for August. Hunt Club installed hurricane shutters, installed a pool. Villas replaced wood planters with plastic. Silver Lakes removed a tree, replaced windows, installed a hot tub. Touched up house paint, replaced windows. Lake Point replaced windows and painted a house. Water Bridge, 4 roofs were replaced and painted a house. And one was approved, 2 were disapproved, one Lake Point, remote garage screen door, and the Villas park boat and driveway. And that's it.
Social committee. Oh, there you go.
Hi, everybody, I'm Paul Morton, I'm the volunteer social committee chairperson for Countryside Subdivision, and we're passing around a photo album to show you this summer. We had 2 free events. One was the craft event for kids from 4 till 12. That's the first time we've had a craft activity, and one of our residents is a 35-year teacher of craft activities, so she volunteered to be our teacher for that event. And also this summer we had our annual free pizza and an ice cream event and the pool activities where we had a paid lifeguard here and also somebody to organize the pool games for the kids. So those are the 2 activities we had this summer. Coming up this fall, we have every year had an Italian dinner, and we will have that again. You saw on your Countryside newsletter. Did everybody get the newsletter? Everybody? Good. Well, this is the Italian dinner will be Saturday, October 4th, from 6 to 8:30, and tickets are available for $15. So you just bring your money or your check here to the office. Children are free, and you are welcome to bring your residents. You're welcome to bring up to 4 guests to the Italian dinner. The same thing goes for our holiday party. Each Christmas we've had a holiday party. That will be Tuesday, December 2nd from 6 to 8:30 again. It will be a dinner of heavy hors d'oeuvres. We will also have the musician with his keyboard that was here last year, giving us background music and the opportunity to sing some Christmas carols if you'd like to participate. That event is $12 for adults. Once again, children are free, and you're welcome to bring up to 4 guests. Once again, register here at the clubhouse with your money. So that's my report for right now.
Italian night sells out quick, right?
Pardon?
The Italian night sells out quick, right?
The Italian night has been popular, so yeah, I hope you'll join us. The Italian night will be catered by Giuseppe's. They catered the event last year and it worked really well, so they'll be catering to that.
Thank you. Old business, proposal for the 2 pool decks.
They're in your file. I sent them to you earlier, I don't know when, last Friday. Does anyone have any questions regarding what you see?
Well, I'll start it off. I don't know anything about this kind of business. I'm not familiar with any of these folks. Anything you can elaborate on, or your impressions of dealing with them one-on-one, or?
Yeah.
know anything about any of the companies?
Not really, this is kind of new to me too. I've never had to fix the pool decks before, the foundations themselves. We've done the pool deck itself, but never the foundation.
This is for leveling.
This is for
Correct.
leveling, we are falling on both sides, we are sinking. And so it's, the whole pool deck is kind of pulling away from the pool, which can make the pool separate. We need a whole new pool.
So this pool or water?
Both,
Both.
this is for both. Some of these, they all have two numbers, one for this pool, one for that pool. Alpha Foundations is giving us a break, although they're the most expensive one, if we do both pools at one time. Don't add their two numbers. If you read, it's $25,000 for both pools on the email. The Ramjack, I mean, I see their commercials all the time. The gentleman that came didn't give me the warm fuzzies. He wasn't sure how he was going to approach it. And that didn't make me feel a lot of confidence in him. Solid Foundations, this guy who seems to know what he's doing. Alpha Foundations, they, very knowledgeable, taught me a lot. Both of those did. I think the difference in the price between those two, for all three of them, is Alpha Foundations will come out, they all have a 5-year warranty, but Alpha Foundations will come out and inspect for 5 years. They'll actually come out, none of the others will. They'll come out and inspect and make sure everything that they've done remains where it's supposed to be, and make sure that it doesn't affect any other part. They will come and do their job, they'll come and inspect it. The others will just, if I call them, they'll have to
So if I'm
honor board.
reading these correctly, they all seem to be doing the same thing. They're gonna drill holes and
Yes.
inject it with foam
Yes.
that lifts up the deck.
Yes,
And they just seal back over the hole.
yes.
That's it.
Mhm.
Do they give you long-term projections, or is this a temporary fix, or?
No, this is,
whatever?
it's permanent. A lot of it depends on, one of the things they didn't like, any of them, was that we have a pond right there. That did not thrill them at all. Water is what makes this happen. Why we're sinking. So, they do it all the time. They all do the same thing. They do it, especially Alpha, it's been around a long time. Solid Foundations, Ramjack, I mean, I've seen all of these people around for quite a while. Again, I think the difference in price, because there is such a big difference, is that Alpha will follow up for 5 years by actually coming here and inspecting.
What was the difference in price?
Alpha's at $25,180. Solid is at $18,550, and the other one is at $14,250. So they're kind of all over the board.
You pay, you get what you pay for. I don't think it's good what comes forward.
Well, also,
You pay.
your initial impressions of Ramjack, where you wasn't sure how he was gonna approach it.
Oh, yeah, she hadn't said that first thing. Really kind of turned me off.
Does anybody here have any knowledge?
I do.
You know, say, anybody
Yeah,
go forward?
with the foam, not only is it used for lifting it up, it's also used to, secure seawalls. So it's a very good product. There are many companies across the state and in different states are using things like, Sika, which is a concrete company that makes this similar product, using that in seawalls where they're washing out because of the storm.
Right.
They're filling them in and they're keeping it up, so. I have not heard anything bad about my friends up northern states with the cold weather or harsh weather. I mean, nothing lasts forever, so.
Can I get you 1 second? You had your hand up first. so go ahead.
Just a question, is the pool deck cracking now? Is that how we know there's a problem?
It's a visible difference in the slabs. It's a triple hazard now. We can't put this off. And then also brought to light about the pool could shift or crack, right?
So,
Yeah.
If we don't get
If
this
the pool
done.
cracks, then we need a new pool. That's gonna be a lot more expensive than repairing the foundation.
You had a comment?
So about 5 years ago, I had Alpha do my pool. My pool is on the lake as well, over on Crystal Lake. Same exact situation. essentially, you know, how we have the berm, but underneath it, it was completely a void. Didn't know it, they probe it, and they're like, oh, there's a hole here. But when they actually pump that stuff in there, they said that it's styrofoam. They said they pumped 75 pounds of it into that void. So it'll stay there unless the whole thing erodes. The other thing they do is they take like a circular saw and they actually make the cracks bigger, and then they put rubber, some sort of rubber composite in it, so it can go back and forth with the weather. And I don't know, maybe because it's a business or something, and it also cost me right around $5,000 for a regular pool. So those prices aren't, in my mind, not too bad. But I don't know if because you're a business, they're doing something different. But they also, I mean, I'm happy with them, but they sold me on that inspection thing. And the only thing they didn't tell me is when they called me back a couple, like last year and this year, I have to pay for that inspection. So, but I mean, they were like $400 or $500. I was like, it's fine, it's still there. So I didn't want, I didn't want to pay for it, but the inspection isn't free. But outside of that, I'm very pleased with what they did. And I had the same thing. I was like uneven, and I didn't know what was going. You don't really know what's going on underneath it. And they did my pool. It's not even an exaggeration. They did it in like 20 minutes. They just drilled holes that you don't even notice. They pump that stuff in, and then they fill the hole, and they try to match the color of your deck with the rubber, and then it's kind of like magic, really.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, in reading in that about the 5-year, they come out every year, I think it's just specific, it didn't cover any that found more damage. It wasn't included, there would be an extra charge. It
For
didn't
the
say anything
damage.
about coming out. and
Right.
inspecting.
Yeah, that's what he told me. Yeah.
If you look at the Alpha proposal, it does say that there's a 5-year annual service plan one, and it's included in the price. So they should not charge because it's included.
Well,
in the
yeah, as long as
price.
you get that figured out. I just know what I did, and I was like, okay, whatever.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Information. Yes, ma'am.
When you're talking about seawalls, are you talking about pools?
We're talking about the pool deck.
You're not talking about ponds?
No, the pool deck.
Thank you.
Any other discussion, concerns, questions? We need to vote on this and make a decision, at least in my opinion, rather than put this off. I know we're low on funds in our reserve, and we do have enough to cover no matter which one we
Yeah,
get.
a lot of water, it's just gonna get worse.
Exactly. Plus, we're coming up to the time we're not gonna use the pool as often. We have to do it, but it sounds like what Rob said, it's only long into it. I don't know that we want to put this can down the road, so to say, plus it's a liability.
At this point where we have to shut the pool down because it was a safety hazard.
Right.
Yeah.
Make a motion to vote.
Yep. But does anybody have a motion on one that they would like to choose? Floor is open.
I'm for Alpha. And you pay for what you give us pay for. They have a good reputation.
I would like to also vote for Alpha.
And the only difference is, how much more does that cost for Alpha versus the other two?
They're $6,500 more for Alpha.
More. And that's just based on them doing a follow-up inspection for what we just learned that we still have to pay for. Is it
The only differences between them is that they offer that, they come out every year.
The inspection is in the price.
Yeah, inspection is the price, and if there's more work,
Then we have to pay for that. If they come out and they discover something, they're gonna point that out to us, but we would have to pay for that. And none of the others offer that, so it's a one and done.
inspection, I guess I would assume with them is, they're gonna pay charges for that inspection. They'll charge for work they find. No, the other company.
Yeah.
They would charge for that
Yeah.
inspection to come out and do an inspection.
They don't say that.
Right.
I mean, it's smart of them to offer that. I mean, it's a chance for them to get more business, they can come out and point out something else.
Yeah.
Don, what do you think?
I'm just trying to figure out in my mind, if it's worth it, that extra $7,000.
Okay.
Because it sounds like this is pretty routine work. It's not that complex. So I'm not necessarily concerned about, can we, the three vendors better than the other three, I don't know. The extra $7,000 is a lot of money. It's gonna be tacked on to it just for a follow-up inspection for you down the road, you still have to pay.
I hear what you're saying. Russ, any comments?
I agree with Don. I'm not sure that, I'm not seeing anything here really justifies, paying extra money for Alpha. I mean, both proposals on their face look fairly similar, so it's kind of hard to gauge it, so it is quite a bit of a discrepancy. So I think I'm
Let
inclined
me
to
ask you a
go.
question, what is the warranty from the other two?
5 years.
All 5 years?
But no one, I mean, I would, if I saw a problem, I would have to call them and get them out here. They're not gonna come.
It is not, yeah, we haven't paid, we're gonna have to pay for that when that time comes
Oh.
up, but we have the money to pay for that inspection now. So, well, I have Firestone repairs, everything's through Firestone. You get an alignment, you have 2 options, you pay $150 or $250. The $250 is lifetime. $150, you're just getting that alignment done. You gotta get aligned again, you gotta pay another $150. So in 2 alignments, you've already paid $300. So, that's how I look at it. When we pay that little extra, we're actually saving money down the long.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
That's a question. How long have they both been in business? I know Alpha's been around a long time. Do you say that already? Apologize, I didn't hear.
I do not know.
Alpha's been around, I think their website says like 20+ years. Solid Foundation was around, I think, 9 or 10. Ramjack, I don't know, they're a big company.
Okay.
And Alpha's local?
Jackson.
All of these, everybody came from Orlando, or thereabouts.
Yeah.
I personally like the solid.
Solid.
And I appreciate you offering, that sometimes that warm and fuzzy that you don't get goes a long way with this type of work. So that's why I'm calling out one over the other.
Okay.
Gene?
Yeah, I left it on the South Foundation.
Solid. And one thing in reading all 3 of these, it all seems like they're doing the same thing. So we have 2 Alpha,
And 2
2
solids.
solids. Russ?
Solid.
Solid. And I kind of agree as well. Now, that was my concern, is that's a huge discrepancy. That kind of difference in reading, I'll do the same, I think, I appreciate that he's had good experience with it.
They were the only ones I found. Like, I didn't shop around, Alpha popped up and I was like, so, but again, I was happy with it.
Well, I'm good with solid as well. Do we need to make a motion to approve that, or is the vote enough that we go that way?
Yeah, the vote is fine.
Okay.
Can I get started right away, or do you want me to wait until winter? I don't know.
Until we get frost.
Did we talk about a time frame that it would take to do it?
Alpha said that we need to do it sooner than later, especially with all the water.
I mean, how long it would?
Oh, no, a day, or not even that.
So it wouldn't be shut down that long at all?
No, and they can also just rope off where they're working.
Then I'd say sooner rather than later. Why wait for a storm or something that may make it worse? Instead of doing it. Somebody good with that? That's 18. In our reserve. New business, we need to set a time and a date for the budget workshop.
And you're gone one of those weeks, right? September?
Yeah, I'm going from the 24th through the 30th.
What's the best day for everybody?
When does it need to be done by?
You have to approve the budget at the October meeting. So between now and then. So we gotta figure out the budget, and I get it all typed up, and then you, yeah.
Other than the 24th through the 30th, I'm pretty flexible, so. guys' schedules. No, you have a full plate review. Let's start with you. What's the best date for you?
Well, going out of town the 19th, be back the 21st.
What's the earliest time you could make that, like 4?
Depends what day. Tuesdays, probably like 4:15.
If you want an afternoon meeting, so 4 to 4:15.
You say Tuesdays or
Anything before 5, I won't make it.
Before mine.
if it's after 5, can you make it? You can't do it before that next week. You say Tuesdays are better for you?
No, any
No,
other than that.
Any other day? Monday the 22nd, we'll start with that one, I'll throw that date out there.
Any day's good as long as it's after 5 p.m.
Monday the
22nd, September, let's do that.
5 o'clock? 5 o'clock?
You can make 5,
Can you get away from them?
Oh, yeah, okay.
5 o'clock?
5 o'clock?
On the 22nd.
September,
September, yeah.
Okay. You have the, from the floor? Rob?
Yeah. All right, thank you. I live in the Villas, and one thing I noticed is, and I don't know what the schedule is or anything, but I've been staring at the lake for 10 years. And I don't know the exact date, but it was almost a month ago. I think Lee was on vacation or something like that. I emailed about when is the lake around Crystal Lake getting mowed, and it got mowed like the next day, and it has been mowed since then. And I don't remember it being on a monthly schedule, but I didn't like keep track of it either. I look at the grass and I see it's high, so I don't know. I know Marty died and there's a switch over and all those sort of things, so that's just something to bring up. Also, I would like to know if the main HOA is willing to notify the community on a whole when it comes to these ARC requests. For instance, the boat that was mentioned earlier, it was disapproved, but there's some conflict by the boat owner saying it was disapproved because he moved it, but yet the paperwork says that it was disapproved because it's in violation of the covenant. So those sort of things, if the community, you don't have to use names or addresses, but if the community knows that, on a whole, from the main HOA, you could kind of, set the narrative on that. Also, I believe that there is some sort of appeal process to the ARC process. And there's another resident that was denied and then appealed it and won, but is now being sued for that ARC. So if that's true, that's something that I think the community should know as well. And I understand from your lawyers that the main HOA doesn't want to meddle, their words, into the smaller HOA's business. However, the smaller HOA that is suing another resident, who is dead now, was meddled by this board in the fact that they submitted paperwork to the court expressing how they helped that person achieve a city permit for the legal flagpole that is erected under Florida state law. So you guys, either knowingly or unknowingly, meddled into the smaller HOA already. I think that should be cleared up as well. If that situation did not occur, and your stance and your lawyer's stance about the covenant and the bylaws being the way they are, where the main HOA is separated from the smaller HOAs, I would understand that. But you guys, as the elected main HOA directors, or whatever your titles are, the meddling occurred prior to me even asking you guys about intervening on that. I think that is fair to everyone, and I know you're not going to answer any questions, so That's pretty much it. I would like to know, do you, the lawyers that you guys have, is that like a board attorney, or is that more like a à la carte, where you only go to them when needed?
No, they're our full-time attorney.
Okay.
And just, I'm not gonna respond to everything on there.
No, I'm not expecting you to.
This board did not intercede or get involved with that at all. Nothing has been submitted to the courts from this board,
But a representative from this board did.
Well,
not representing the board.
not representing
That
the
was
board.
personal, had
And let me
nothing to do with
clarify.
the board.
There was no meddling with your HOA. And this is where you keep going wrong. Nobody meddled with your business in your HOA.
Okay,
The violation was with the city.
okay,
The
that's all.
city.
Well,
That's
the question is, if somebody from the board who should know the policy and procedure for ARC helps somebody circumvent ARC, which eventually gets them sued, what are you gonna do about that?
I'm not gonna comment on that.
I don't expect you to comment on that. I expect you to talk to your lawyers about that. Because that's an interesting, weird coincidence kerfuffle, all right? So, I mean, you can try to separate your personal from your professional being. The fact remains that someone from your board who should know the right way to do things helped a resident circumvent the process, which eventually got that resident sued. Whether they're dead or not is irrelevant, because what happens here is setting precedent for things. Just like, I would like you to answer one question about the ARC though. When it came to the boat, or when it comes to anything, can I paint my house first and then ask for the ARC? Or can I park my boat in my driveway and then ask for ARC? Or am I supposed to ask the ARC first before I do anything?
Generally, you go first.
Thought so. I would also like to just say one more thing.
Rob, your 3 minutes is up.
Thank you.
Claudia?
Here you go. They have a bad history of following the law and records requests, so I'm doing it in front of everybody, so they know that I've requested records for a bee removal, which apparently has been done on a
Okay.
person's property, not common area.
That's all, Rob. Take that up to a different forum.
Yep,
Claudia?
10 days.
I just want to say that working with Paula these last two events has been one of the most fun, phenomenal things in our community. And we don't pay her enough, obviously we don't pay her anything. But I just want to mention that really it should get accolades because she was phenomenal. And it was a pleasure working with her for the last few events. And in general, we're going to look more of them. Whatever she comes up with, I'm going to this girl.
Thank you for saying that, but I think it goes without saying. She's doing a great job.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
And we appreciate everything you're doing. Scott? Blanchard?
I leave my time to Donna Blanchard.
Okay.
Or I give my time.
Denise?
Yes.
Dillashaw?
Dillashaw's correct. Yes, I relinquish my time to Donna Blanchard also.
Maureen?
So she's gonna get 12 minutes?
Huh?
Thank you for your time. I'm here to represent the over 55 homeowners, excluding the self-proclaimed Villas community representative, who also runs around promoting microdosing on his t-shirt. And all the rest of us would like to know when they will get not one, but 2 free uses of the clubhouse. Maybe even possibly getting refunded for the use of the clubhouse in the past year. Now, you may wonder why I would ask such a ridiculous question, but I ask because, our self-appointed community representative with no support, well, except for the mayors, was afforded not 1, but 2 free uses of the clubhouse for his non-HOA board sanctioned town hall by none other than Lee Williamson. How do I know this? Well, Mr. Microdosing himself announced to the very few that attended his town hall, one of whom happened to be my husband. When I addressed this with President Parker on Country Lane when we crossed paths several weeks back, the expression on his face pretty much said it all. He had no clue what I was talking about. It has to make me wonder, who's the boss around here? In a time when the master is in desperate need of funds, why does the villa's latest jester get the free? Well, of course.
Are you gonna allow her to continue to call me names? Are you gonna allow her to continue to call me names? Are you gonna allow her to continue to call me names?
Another outburst, and I'll ask you.
Are you going to allow her to call me names? She called me a jester. She called me Mr. Microdosing. When are you gonna gavel her?
Okay, one moment. Okay, I didn't hear that. We'll be talking.
Yes.
I'll refrain.
She mentioned my name, Charlie.
You've mentioned my name too, Mr. Mayor.
I didn't say
This
a
is just a
word.
microcosm of her
I didn't say a word.
craziness.
If
I didn't
this
say a
doesn't-
word.
If this doesn't calm down, I'm going to adjourn this meeting.
Good. Adjourn it. Adjourn it. Because all she does is politically or personally attack people. That's all she does. That's all they have. Lee, tell them why I got this for free. Tell them why I got this for free. Tell them why I got this for free. Call a cop. Call a cop. Call a cop.
Just talk about the names.
Yeah, do that. Focus on her.
We'll remove the name.
Oh, I bet that hurts.
Can I continue, Mr. Parson?
We'll see how this goes.
He's anti-villas, anti-dine, anti-marine, and part of the Good Old Boys Network, like Claudia Gosselin, the maintenance, and of course, Miss Williamson. One would think the board should have been the ones to approve the free use. I dare say that this suggests an inconsistent application of policies and potential preferential treatment. In other words, I think Ms. Williamson has her favorites. I've mentioned my concerns in the past to this board, and it appears you have not taken any corrective action. I'm only acting in good faith and the best interest of.
Is she over her 3 minutes? Because I could get 10 people in here to give me their time. I'll talk for a half hour. That's ridiculous. She's over her 3 minutes.
She just now got to the 3 minutes, Rob.
Thank you. Time for her to be quiet.
May I continue? Mr.
No.
Are you the boss here? Can I continue, sir?
Not yet. Okay. I want to take a 5-minute recess to get everybody to calm down, and I need to address something that's come through on my phone. Okay, so I'm asking for a 5-minute recess. Okay? And this will involve-
You know what? You didn't get the same as I thought you said you were at home.
He's at home.
Okay, all right.
I said, I know Bob, he's at home.
All right.
5 and 8. Sorry, I have No, it was just not hollow. Well, it's not the game, it's the equipment. It's all stuff. So, you know, we were just throwing money at it, repairing it, patching it, and it's not fine. The door can't, so we can't keep this. So now it's like, okay, so give it 3 years, maybe that's going to be what you can talk to the most. So ever since they've installed it, it's not coming. So we went to the office today and said, we're at, like, cause I've been down there for because when it fails, shut, you can't get in.
Emergency.
So, I can't open it, so then you have to dismantle the arm. And put an arm to get it. He said they have never had one do this.
Okay, thank you, everybody, for that. Okay, you used up your 3 minutes, so we're now complete. This meeting is adjourned.
Okay, one guy, Rob, I'm sorry, we didn't know he was supposed to sign.
Oh, what, okay. Bob Spencer?
Yes, I'm Bob Spencer, I live at 727 Hunt Club Trail, this one white vehicle. We need to been in the house about 4 years now, and our land is keeping eroding, we live, you know, with the pond behind us. And the irrigation head, even without the storm, is almost touched the water. Yesterday, we had that big storm, it was 6 feet out in the water. I just wanna know when we're gonna get this
Our
fixed.
backyard is just
Pretty
shrinking.
soon we'll be
It's
walking down our
getting
back
shorter
door.
and shorter and shorter. And it's not just ours, the neighbor man, it's the
Now,
same way.
George, our neighbor man, 725. George,
Yesterday morning, his bench was
That's
out of the
George.
pond because of.
When it's at 175 feet, it's just for.
Something's not right, they promised me.
I'm just wondering what kind of progress I'm
Something, big hot tub.
And then the hunt club, there's two pieces of property.
I know we just worked
Where
with
it appears-
five that's over on the backside.
Right.
Well, this is where it's going into the pond.
Right.
And they're stating that they're losing some of their property into the pond. We had gotten a price, I've got the quote in front of me here for
Yeah.
that. Because we've got some priorities of what we're trying to get done with the money we have available. So we did get a price in June of last year. It's around $11,000, a little over $11,000, so it's probably a little bit more right now. We've had to prioritize, due to unforeseen things happen. I mean, we had across the street from you, the very last house before
Right,
the flood
very
gate,
bad.
unexpected with last year's hurricane in October. That was a $158,000 house. We hadn't expected that. Between that and the other, about 175, 180,000 in unexpected drain collapses and repairs we've had to make.
So we're on the
That's
list.
drained our money.
We're on the list to get done?
Pardon?
Are we on the list to get?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's why I have it here. We've got a priority
You know when
list.
that's gonna be approximately, or?
Well, I mean, as of right now, we have $56,000 available. We're fixing to use 18 of that. I'm only one voice. This board can override me on this, but I'm reluctant to put our reserves down any lower, especially getting close to zero with the hurricane season upon us. My goal is to never have to do a special assessment. We're vulnerable right now. If something unforeseen happen in here. You know, the community's close to 40 years old. Things are starting to happen in the infrastructure, so we are vulnerable. It's been proven that, you know, unforeseen things can happen. So I hate to say we're pushing you down, but right now, we
I just
have to
hate- I just hate-
prioritize.
hate to lose
We didn't
money.
want to have to do the pool deck, but it's a liability issue that could cost the community dearly if somebody injured themselves. So I was reluctant to even want to vote on doing that, but we don't have a choice. So, yes, you are on the list.
On the list.
To be done, yes,
This is
sir.
what I keep, use my voice is we walk right outside, and we walk right into the pond.
Right.
I think I got the shortest one in the addition.
Anyway, it is on our list to be done.
It is really getting high.
Pardon?
Okay, thank you.
Seems like our drains ain't working properly.
Thank you, everybody. We're adjourned. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
All right.